new things, to try to do more for yourself. You're ready to do more for you. Leaving behind these people that have abused you. And by the end of the year, you're going to be like, everything's taken care of. I know that I'm going to be okay. Hi Pisces, it's already halfway through 2021, summer solstice. It is time for a 6-month reading so you can get an idea of what to expect for the next 6 months. Let's go ahead and get started. And we're going to start with the main theme. And the main theme we've got here is the Knight of Wands. There is a fire in your belly. You're done putting up with nonsense from the people that you care about. Really, you have some very supportive loved ones, but then you've got some other ones that pretend they're supportive but really are bringing you down. And you feel like it's been a bunch of nonsense, you're tired of it, and you are ready to move on with your life. You're ready to do new things, to try to do more for yourself. You're ready to do more for you. Is it selfish for you to do things for yourself? No. How the hell are you going to be able to help anybody else if you are in a place of destitution, economic and health destitution, because you're always doing things for other people, right? I know better. I know Pisces. I know what you do, right? I'm a Pisces rising. There is no better time than right now to get started on doing really good for yourself. It's time. Okay, so let's go on with the reading. Let's look at what to embrace for the next 6 months, and then we're going to look at what to leave behind. And for what to embrace, we got the Knight of Pentacles. Let's get a good look at that guy. So we got 2 knights so far. That's 2 horses. Now let's keep watching and see how this plays out. This is pretty cool. Okay, so it's embracing. You are embracing that it might be a long road ahead to get yourself back on your feet, because between the pandemic and everything you've been doing for everybody else, you've slid behind everybody else. So yeah, you've got to start fresh. Forgive yourself. This is a theme that's going to be coming up again and again, is forgive yourself, love yourself, because you have learned so much in this karmic cycle that you've just finished. But you're having a new start. And then for what to leave behind, we have the Death card. Now this is really interesting. Remember I was saying, check out the horses. Horses, horses, horses so far. To me, the horses are symbolizing freedom. You've been loyal for so long, but now you're wild and free. With the Death card, you're supposed to be leaving something behind, but it's also something you're embracing as well. You're leaving behind these people that have abused you in the past. You're leaving behind any kind of sense of guilt or shame acquainted with the fact that you just can't be loyal to these people anymore. You're not being mean to them. You're not actually stomping them like a gigantic horse, right? No, you're just leaving them behind. They would say ruthlessly leaving them behind, but you're not. You're just not doing for them on the same level that you used to. I just want to mention real quick that this whole package of the 3 cards that we got just now are so profound. The horses, the power behind it, the realization that you're in this for the long haul, that you're in this for yourself for the long haul. I think it's just so beautiful and profound and wonderful for you, Pisces. So let's get on with talking about challenges for the next 6 months, because it's not all going to be, this. That's why we got that Knight of Pentacles, is because it's not going to be all sunshine and rainbows, rebuilding yourself. Of course, there's going to be some economic issues. So we got that Page of Pentacles again, just like in the introduction, what to embrace, embracing that it's going to be challenging. Even though it doesn't make it easy, right? That's a frustration. Sometimes you're going to be like, how is it worth it for me to go out on my own if I can hardly pay my bills? But it's just a phase, honey. They can't, there was a saying that my father used to say, they can't get blood out of a turnip. If you can't pay, you can't pay. And pass it on and just keep trying to rebuild yourself. Just take it one step at a time. So then there's this where you're like, I don't know if I should hold on to my money or if I should invest in myself. If you don't have the money to invest in yourself yet, make sure you're investing your time in yourself at least. It's just about increasing your value psychologically, intellectually. Like if you're investing in yourself by taking care of your health, by resting well, by getting plenty of exercise, going to the library and reading up as much as you can, like you don't have to spend a lot of money to invest in yourself in those ways. So in time, you will have the money. The money will come in. The more you invest in yourself personally, the more money will come in later. It does take time for the ball to start rolling. That circle right there, it takes time for it to start gaining momentum. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving messenger in the tarot. But that's okay because it's also the most stable. All right. You want to go in with guns blazing and just do everything perfectly the first time? It would be nice. But it doesn't always work that way if you want it to be stable in the long run. You got to hang in there. Now, there's this person, and you know who this is. This is an emotionally manipulative person that's hanging around and watching you from the outside. I don't know if you ever saw Tess of the D'Urbervilles. There's the character of the cousin. Or not cousin, but the gentleman that took advantage of Tess, and he's just kind of hovering around like the rich guy, watching her while she flounders. This is the guy. That's what it feels like to me. He's like watching you flounder, and you're like, no, no, you're not going to keep me down, right? That's a challenge because that feeling of victimhood that comes from this person hovering around watching you is not a good vibe to stay in if you're trying to rebuild yourself. So what you got to do is pretend they don't exist during that time. As hard as it is, pretend that they don't exist because they can't touch you. All they can do is watch and leer. Eventually they'll get tired and get distracted and go elsewhere. But you just don't pay attention to them, all right? Never mind them. You just focus on you. Another challenge we have is the Ace of Swords. It's talking about some challenges in communication. Of course, people aren't going to understand you. People aren't going to understand why you do what you're doing. You don't have to explain anything to anybody. Remember that as we're going on. That there's nothing for you. You have nothing to prove to anyone. You have nothing to explain to anybody. I know how much you want to have companionship and camaraderie. That is coming. The camaraderie is coming with people that are like-minded with you. People that have also had the kinds of struggles that you've had. But the ones that don't understand you have never been in your shoes. All right. If you're speaking, here's a download I just got. If you're going to be speaking about anything, speak about how everything is looking up. Only speak, no matter what it looks like on the outside, no matter how challenging things are in your life right now. Always speak as though things are doing better. Finally, the last set of challenges that we've got here. I don't really see this as a challenge, but it is something that is like it slows your pace. But it's just because I think the reason it's a challenge is because you were just hoping things would go faster than they are, right? So it only has to be a challenge if you see it that. Your money messages, okay. Starts out kind of feeling sad, then it moves toward, you know what, I think I can do this. And then it ends with, I got this. I love this for you. This is like starting out being like, I'm so ashamed of myself that the Five of Cups. I'm so ashamed of myself that I let myself get into such a position of such economic vulnerability. Let's say that's where you are right now. I should be farther along than I am right now, and I messed up, and it's all my fault. It's not all your fault. You were hoping to be supported in the same way that you were supporting other people. It didn't happen. This is where your attitude starts to change because you're speaking about how you're moving on up all the time, and you're leaving behind the people that cause you to feel sorry for yourself. Okay, and then we've got the Page of Wands, as I said, feeling more optimistic every day. And then finally ending with to me, this is Virgo. That's the opposite, your opposite on the axis, the astrological axis. She knows how to get money anytime she wants. Getting better and better at whatever it is that you're doing to make a living. And you're getting to the point where you don't have to even think about whether or not you're going to be able to pay bills. So maybe it's starting out starting out right now, you don't know how you're going to pay your bills. By the end of the year, you're going to be like, everything's taken care of. I know that I'm going to be okay for a while until I change my mind. Until I change my mind about what I want to be doing. Now let's talk about love. Going really general first, the general message. We got the devil. And so you are looking at relationships like that is nothing but trouble. So even if you're in a coupled relationship, you could be in a relationship with someone where you're a codependent, possibly, of somebody that has addictive problems. It could be that you're both tangled up in them in some way. Or if you're single, you're looking at the relationships that you had before and you're like, I get so caught up in negativity when I'm in relationships, I want nothing to do with them. Okay, so not feeling very pleased about being in relationships at this time at all. And it all comes down to obsessive thinking and illusion. So the devil, I don't actually believe in the devil. I want to say that. That's just my opinion. Everyone is allowed to have their own opinions about these archetypes. I just see the devil as an archetype and not an actual being. But you can have your own opinion about that. Anyway, the devil represents a force that's trying to create an illusion that you are attached to him, that you can't be free, that you're tied up. He's creating an illusion. So that's why a lot of the time tarot readers associate the devil with addiction, because people believe that they are tied, whether they like it or not. They hate it, they're in hell, but they feel like they're tied to their addictions. Another way to look at it, though, is perhaps there's someone in your life that's creating a lot of trouble, and it creates a trauma bond between the two of you. And I'm particularly thinking about this guy in the challenges. Remember, I told you there's a guy that's been hanging out watching you. So, or it could be a woman, but it's a masculine energy that's not trying to do anything, but it's just watching. It's like you'll be back, just the same way that addictions are. They're like, you'll be back. Okay, so that's how you see relationships right now, and that's not a happy scene. So, but that doesn't mean that has to be that way forever. Just take it easy. When you're getting to the point where you're healed, where your healing is just working more and more, and you feel better about yourself, and you feel more in control of your economic independence, then you'll be ready to start doing those affirmations that you are lovable, and that there are people out there that will be good to you. There are people out there that will take really good care of you. So for singles that are considering love, no matter how hurt we are, we do want to be loved. We do want to be in a relationship, right? This card being here is saying, not yet, be patient. Okay? You have a lot of healing to do still. You have a lot of inner work to do still, and it's okay to be patient and wait. You understand that, right? And for those of you who are in couples, we got the moon. Both of these cards are about illusions, whereas the devil is a force from the outside creating an illusion. The moon is a force from the inside creating an illusion. So if you're coupled right now, you're being encouraged to take some time away from drugs, alcohol. Make sure and take time to rest. Make sure and eat really well. Take really good care of your physical body so that your emotional state can become stabilized. Do whatever you can to get to de-stress as much as possible so that you can have a solid emotional state before you make any kinds of decisions. This is where I leave off. I love you so much, Pisces. Thank you so much for being here with me, supporting this channel. In the description box below, you will find links to my Instagram, where you'll find more candid discussions from me, just short, sweet, not big old long readings. And then also there's my email address is in there if you're interested in a private reading just for you. And also tips. Tips are welcome if you got a lot out of this reading. I love you. Make sure you're subscribed so you can stay in the loop for when your readings come out next. I'll see you later, Pisces.